Hi, welcome. So we'll continue looking at the functions in the select commands, and today we'll be looking at the having function. So you've already looked at functions like select from, where, group by, and imagine after you do your group by, you want to be able to do something like a where, because if you understand an analogy between that and Excel, you probably want to filter again after a pivot table. For example, I'm going to show you. So this is where the having function is going to help you, because you will not be able to do a where before group by and do another where again after group by. So maybe it sounds funny or confusing, but let's just go to the computer and I'll show you how the having function comes to help you when you want to filter after the group by. So here we are just going to put a comment here for the things remind ourselves of what we already know. So you have the select, we start from, where, group by, then we have order by, and then we have limit. Now what we are trying to do in this video is to introduce you to the having function, which sits in between the group by and the order by. So let me just close this, and then let's bring in our data set. So remember, we have a previous video where we showed you how to create this data set. So you just go back and watch it, and also how to install Workbench. I just need to go back and take a look so that you're able to do the same thing like we are doing here. So I'll just open this staff salary here. So let me just do a select. Then I do star from. Now here we do from here, we just do the staff salary, staff, salary. So now you have to be sure that you close this very well. So for example, if I take this and then you close this like this, so you now are sure that you have the forward slash, backward slash, then they reverse you have the forward slash, the star, then the star and the forward slash. Now your things are highlighted. So when you run this, you get this data set. So again, remember, we have this data set already that we've shared with you how to create this. So you can always go back and take a look. So if we were to save this, for example, here you would see that if I go to Excel spreadsheet, I already have this saved here. So I'm not going to save it again. So if you open that up, you will see that we have the same thing here in Excel. Just close this. We have the same thing here in Excel. So this is the same salary, staff salary, and then we are going to show you how to do the having here. So you remember your select, as we've seen in previous videos, you're selecting different columns. Maybe you're hiding this column, the other one, and then your where is actually like filtering. When you're doing where, it's like you're filtering out maybe certain things like this. For example, that's your where. Then now now the thing with group by is that the group by is an aggregated function. So you need to use maybe either something like the count if, which we've seen in Excel already, previous videos. But then if you look at it also like a pivot table, so if you insert a pivot table as group by, so when you go here, let's say we are grouping by job title, for example. So we need to give an aggregated value here. Let's say, for example, if we put salary here, is it the sum of salaries that we want to group this by, or is it the count, number of times? We have 2 receptionists, 2 managers, 2 analysts, 2 care rep, or is it the average that we are trying to group by? Then now the having comes in when you have to maybe copy this to another section here. For example, you create a new table, and then you want to be able to filter this out again. So let me just say this is job title. I'll just call it like that. Then I zoom in so that you can see it's job title, and then this is salary. So when you have this now, you might still want to do another filtering here. So this would have been a second where again after the group by. So you might filter out maybe just the care rep, and then you have it. So this is what having is going to help you do. So let's just go back here now, if you've understood that analogy in Excel, so that you can be able to understand and it sticks fast as you are able to see it visually done in Excel. So we'll just take an example. We'll say select star from salary, then just add a where condition, where, let's just say where salary is greater than 46,000 here, for example. So this one will be out, this one will be in. So let's just say where salary, we'll take salary, then we take greater than 46,000. Now when we run that, those ones below like this HR 42 would disappear. So we now have these ones here. So let me take a lower number so that we can have something. Let me just take something like maybe 43,000 so that we can have more data. And then we take this, where salary greater than 43,000. We run this, so we see we have the manager, the receptionist, the analyst, the care rep, the accountant. So some of them are multiple times here. Now we can add a group by. So we can say group by, for example, group by. Now job title. But remember, when you add a group by, just like we saw here, it's an aggregated function. So you need to aggregate it either to maybe average of salary or count, as you see here in the pivot table. Remember, we've looked at this already in Excel, so it will be interesting to go back and take a look. It's like the sum, the count, the average. And we've also looked at aggregation functions in SQL in earlier videos, so you can always go back and take a look and see. So here, when now you have this your group by here, you can say group by job title, but you can't leave the star here because you see it's going to, so you need to, we've seen this also in a previous video, so you need to be able to have the job title here, because that's what has to be your key. You'll be grouping by this job title, and then you'll also be having salary here. So let's run this. When you run this, it's saying that you don't have the aggregated function again, because now you have the salary, but then there is no average or sum or count. That's why again you have to go back here and then you decide, do you want average salary? So let's just say we want average salary. So we are going to go with the AVG. Let me just keep them in caps, AVG, and then you close this here. So let's run this again. You see, so now when you run this now, you get a result that is what you expected. So you have the accountant, care rep, analyst, receptionist, manager. So if you even did a count, let's just do a count here to see. So you can see that if you run that, you get that there are two managers, one receptionist, one analyst, care rep. So it has grouped them together. So again, let's put the average salary, and then we are able to move on. AVG here. So if we run this again, we get this. So now you are on the group by. The next thing now was that, okay, if you had to do something like where, let's just say you wanted to get just the top, let me just order this that manually. You wanted to get where let's do the ordering like this. So you wanted to get where the above are greater than or equal to 50,000. So you would get this one 2, 3. If you so, which is you're saying that you wanted to get something like where now you remember in the previous video, we can't call salary again. We'll call something like the average salary, like we've seen already, or we give it an alias, average salary, where average salary greater than and equal to 50,000. So we want to see how many of them are greater than equal to 50,000 to pick this first three up here and leave out these other ones. So this is what we are trying to do. Again, we are trying to like put a filter here after the group by, for example, and then we are trying to say we just want ones that are greater than this amount. For example, remember we already have a previous where here, so it's a bit different. So we want to filter out and get just the high values. This is what we want to do. So we can't do it like this with the where, because if you see here, there's an error which says that where is not valid at this position EOF. So it's not supposed to be here. So it can't understand why where is here. So that's why you need now that function called having. So if I put having, let me keep it in caps. If I put having here, now you see that the error has disappeared. So if I run this, we get now the result that we wanted. So this is why you need having, because in the commands you can't have select from where group by and then another where again average salary greater than 50,000. So again, remember you can add the alias to make it readable. So there's the as now you can call it maybe average salary if you want. Average, let me just keep it average, maybe salary, for example. Then you run it. So if you run this, you get average salary like this. And remember, if you call this here, because this you can either get this AVG or this one, because you've created a new aggregated results. So let's paste this here, then we run it. So you see you still have the same thing. So remember, as we saw in the previous video, you can either refer, when you create an aggregated formula like this, you can either refer to this one or the alias. MySQL will recognize them as the same object. So now you have this as your result. So having has been able to help you get the where after the group by. Otherwise, you can't filter after the group by. And then if you had to do maybe an order by, let's just do an order by. You can order by job title here. So order by job title, and then we run it. So you can say you want it to be descending. We already seen this in a previous video. So the care rep is up here, receptionist is down here. When we run it now, receptionist is up, care rep is down instead. And then you can add a limit, just a revision for you. So if you put 2 here and then you run it, you get just the first 2, receptionist and manager. You could also remove this descending here so that you get the other 2. Instead, care rep and manager. So you sort it and then you get the limit after the sort. So you can always do it like that. So the having has really helped you now filter out after you've done a group by. So I hope you learned and you understood now how to use the having function in the select family commands, and it's able to help you filter out after the group by. So see you next video. Wish you good data luck.